How's it hanging, mobile gamers? Welcome back to Trogthorpe Mobile Gaming and the final installment of our mini series on rank pushing. So we have analyzed the numbers, we have taken a look at what factors make the most contribution to ranking up. Now we're going to see how that stacks up against the top ranking players. So I've taken the same statistics that I took from a lot of average matches, and I've taken them directly from the highest ranked players on solos, duos, and squads on several different servers. I've taken a whole lot of different matches from them and seen what they do. So now we're going to see how things stack up. First of all, to qualify for your stats to be used on this, you had to have the match had to be in Crown 1 or higher. So that was Crown 1, Ace, and Conqueror matches only. Those are the people who have ranked up that far in only the first few weeks of Season 8. The first thing was their ranking within the match. The average player, well, was average. They averaged around 50th place or the top 50 percentile of the match. So the average pro player, when they played a match, their average ranking was around the top 11%. So they ranked higher than about 90% of all other players in the matches that they played in. The second one was survival time. The average player survives about 15 to 16 minutes per match. The average pro player was closer to 23 minutes per match. So you can see that they are lasting longer and ranking higher. Of course, those kind of go hand in hand. If you're lasting that long, you are surviving. So does that mean that they are just camping? I have heard a lot of people saying, oh, well, those who are in the Conqueror and Ace tiers, they're just hiding the whole time, and that's how they get up there. Well, let's see what the other stats show out on it. So the average number of kills. So the average player's number of kills was around about 3, a little bit under 3 kills per match. The average top ranking player was actually closer to about 6 kills per match, so almost double the number of kills per match. So clearly the theory that they're just hiding out does not hold water. The average damage for an average player was about 450 to 475 damage per match. The average damage for a top ranking player was over 750 damage done per match. So again, that shows out that they are taking engagements, but they are being smart about their engagements. They are finishing them, they're winning them. And then the last one is the average health restored. The average player restored about 70 to 75 per match. The average for one of these top ranking players was closer to 180 per match that they healed up. So well over double. It just shows out that, like I was saying in previous videos, the best way to gain those ranks is to learn how to deal with close quarters combat. It is to learn how to win and choose engagements that you can win. And it is learning how to best handle the opponents. There was one more really significant number here. It was their average supplies score on that pentagon. So the average player scored around 80 to 85 points on that. The average pro player was over 95 points on that. So one could say, oh, well, if I was getting the best supplies, I could always win too. I think it's the other way around. I think they are getting the best supplies because they are pushing those things. They are pushing the crate drops. They are pushing the supply drops, the flares. They are actively going after those, and they are also picking up probably a wider diversity of weapons and using them. A lot of players zero in on their favorite weapon combination. Oh, I want the M4 with the Kar 98, and that's all I'll take. Well, the average pro player, as I watch them play, they're not afraid to pick up an Uzi or to run with a Vector or to use shotguns if they have those available. They take what's available, they learn how to use them, and they use them effectively, especially in the early game. I think that is really key here. All right, well, we have gone over the numbers. We have delved in to disprove some theories and to prove others true, and we've taken a look at what the numbers are. What the numbers show out is that the best way to play or to rank up is to just play the game the way it's meant to be played. So in the end of the day, here's my theory on it, and it kind of seems to be supported by the numbers and by watching the pro players, is do things like the team deathmatch and the training modes, not the training modes, but the arcade modes, use them as training for the real matches. Learn how to use the snipers, the bolt actions, learn how to use Uzis and vectors. Do those things in matches where your rank doesn't matter to improve your gameplay and to get really good at that close quarters combat, because that seems to be the big deciding factor. Early in the match and near the end of the match, that's what really matters, is that close quarters combat. Throughout the middle of the match, obviously snipers make a bigger difference. So learn how to do those things. One other thing that I did notice with these pro players is they tended to stick to just one map, sometimes two. Most of them that was Erangel. There were quite a few though where that was Miramar or Sanhok. I didn't see any that focused on Vikendi. I guess they just don't like it. But my point here is they were specializing. They were getting really good at one or two maps so that they were able to compete more effectively in those maps. So maybe that's a big part of this too, is learning to just focus on getting better at one aspect of the game at a time. Well, that's all I have for now. I hope you have found this series informative. I hope you've gotten some good information out of it. If you have any questions or if there's anything you feel I've left out, please feel free to drop me a note in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the video. Either way, let me know in the comments there. Just drop a line. I hope this series has been really good for you, and if you want more content like this, please stay tuned. Subscribe to our channel, check out our social media links down in the description below. We will certainly keep more great content coming for you. Until next time, and as always, may you see your enemies first and may your shot be their last.